Hello nerds, and welcome to Amazing World. As you saw from the opening montage, I have been fishing in between last episode and now, and I have gotten myself quite a bit of useful items, including this fishing rod. So if you remember from last episode, I made a very bold claim, and that claim was that the fishing rod sound is one of the best sounds in Minecraft. In fact, I called it one of the top 10 sounds. Now, in this episode, I'm going to make another bold claim and say that the XP level up sound is also in the top 10 sounds in Minecraft. And to prove it to you, as you can see, I'm almost level 30, which is one of the levels that gives you a nice sound whenever you level up. So I'm going to continue fishing for a minute, and whenever I get it, we'll experience the sound together. Okay, one more. Okay, still didn't get it. One more. There it is. The level up sound in Minecraft. One of the top 10 sounds in the game. You know what? I think I'm going to make a leaderboard. Okay, I'm making a leaderboard sometime during this series, and I'm going to rank my top 10 sounds in Minecraft. I already have some more ideas of more sounds. However, I can't replicate them right now because they're a little bit specific. So maybe at some point we will make an actual leaderboard. So one of my plans for this episode is going to be to actually do the interior of my house. Unfortunately, I need something before I can do that. When I was planning out my interior, I decided to use some leather caps as stools in part of the house. And unfortunately, you don't get a lot of leather from fishing. And I took an oath of peace, if you remember from the first episode. So, just killing these cows would be borderline immoral and wrong. Anyways, but just for a moment, allow me to propose a question to you guys. If a tree falls in the middle of a forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? And now that you've thought of that, allow me to propose to you another query of sorts. If a cow were to drown in a river and no one was there to see it, does the cow really die? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I only have 2 total pieces of string. I know there's only 1 piece down here. So I think I'm going to have to go in the caves and kill some spiders. I could also just break the cobwebs to get string. That might actually be a better way to go about things. Okay, I got it. Now I got to murder these spiders. Uh-oh. No. Burn. Fire is the way. Okay, 48 string, that should be plenty. Let's go back home. Okay, so thanks to the latest update, leads are now much easier to craft. You only need string. Now, time to find my unsuspecting victims. I mean subjects. Look, if science has taught me anything, it's that hurting animals is always okay as long as you learn something. And since we're learning if cows actually die whenever no one's around to see them drown, a very valid question, of course, I think this is perfectly okay. I got my fence down there. Let me break the fence because I don't know if I actually want it exactly there. I see several cows around here. Maybe I should breed them before I slaughter their entire bloodline. Let's do that. All right. I need you guys to breed. And I need you guys to breed. Oh, achievement. Let's go. Let's go. It was all worth it. Come on, cows. Oh, the babies are no, the babies are falling. I forgot they did that. Let's cross the river. They won't be able to follow across the river. Babies, stay there. Uh-oh. Okay, they're following. They're following. We gotta go fast. We gotta go faster than them, or they're gonna see their parents die. So it's been about a minute now. Well, let's go check in on our subjects. Let's go see how they're doing. It appears that something in the experiment has gone awry. However, we do at least have our information now, so I would call it an overall success. Now that I have obtained my leather under very humane circumstances, I can make my hats to make my benches. I'm happy. Okay, so I have just now finished the interior to my house. Unfortunately, I paused the recording to go do something quickly, and whenever I came back, I forgot to unpause the recording. So the majority of me actually building the interior of this is not shown in the video. So I'm just gonna show it off really quickly here. This is an eating table, of course, what people typically do at tables, and this is what I needed the hats for. Very good use of slaughtering cows. Anyways, a little fireplace, a little bit of storage and stuff, an armor stand if I want to put armor on it, smoker, little tiny kitchen area with a furnace and some more storage, and this is where I sleep. My favorite part of the entire house. Anyhow, with that finished, I can now move on to my second idea for this episode. So over here during the time lapse, you would have seen that I got that pillager over there, which I'll probably kill in a little bit just to get the bottle, because I don't need a raid captain. I just need a normal one, and only a raid captain spawn. But more importantly, I actually got this dude. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything that I need, but wandering traders can spawn with saplings, and I need loads of different types of wood for something I'm doing later in the episode. But in the meantime, I need to prepare to actually buy the saplings, because right now I have no emeralds. So I need to do some trading with some of the villagers over there. I think the plan is going to be to make like a pumpkin patch somewhere maybe this way. And I'm going to trade pumpkins with villagers. I know where some pumpkins are. I don't have any yet, but I know there's some that way from whenever I went to kill the cows earlier. So now that I have some pumpkins, I think I want to put them kind of close up to the hill here. Unfortunately, this ground is not flat, so I'm gonna have to flatten it out. Also, this guy's gonna have to die. He's just being annoying. Okay, thank you. Bad Omen 4. Okay, perfect. I guess the sheep's just gonna stay here now. Okay, so I have flattened out this area now, and I am just going to plant some pumpkins kind of sporadically through here, so it looks like a pumpkin patch. I have all of these planted now. There's a full stack of seeds planted, so hopefully that will get me a decent income of pumpkins that I can trade with villagers. All these pumpkins are growing. I think I'm going to work on reshaping this part of the hill, kind of like what I did with this section. And I also think I'm going to fill in some of these holes and random pools of water over here. 23 shovels. 23 iron shovels. That's how many I've broken doing all of this terraforming. But I am almost finished. There's like one little section left right there. But a wandering trader has shown up. So I'm going to see what he has. Okay, spruce. That's one that I need. 5 emeralds. Okay, I need to gather up some stuff and go get some emeralds. So I'm pretty sure pumpkins and melons are like trade number like 3 and 4 around that area for villagers. So I'm not going to have the pumpkin trade unlocked immediately with a farmer. So I'm going to have to trade something like bread or carrots or potatoes. Actually, I don't have carrots and potatoes, so I'm going to have to trade wheat or bread or whatever it is. Oh. What? Why are you down there, buddy? I can't really even get them out. I don't have a shovel. I'll come back for them in a minute. Oh, look, they're all congregating. This is perfect. This is perfect. Carrots. Carrots and potatoes. Wow. Oh, there's another farmer. Please. Yes, he trades wheat. Give me all you have, sir. Okay, I have exactly 5. That's not really a great deal, but I'll take it. Okay, pumpkins are actually the second trade, so that's pretty good. I can get loads of emeralds from this guy. Okay, wandering trader, give me the spruce sapling. Thank you, sir. Luckily, spruce is also the easiest wood to farm because you can grow the big trees and farm loads of it really quickly. So hopefully I can get a little mini wood farm going. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this little section up, and then I'm going to farm up some of my pumpkins and go and trade to just have some emeralds ready for whenever we get the next wandering trader. What is he doing up there? Why is he all the way up? What is going on? Well, I managed to get the villager out of the hole, and I had to go back to my base to get dirt and to get the pumpkins. So on my way back, I just saw those cats up there. I have no idea how they got up there or why they're just chilling. Oh, wait, there's a leather worker. You know what that means? I don't have to kill any more cows to get leather hats. Maybe, if he actually ends up selling them to me. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. You was invisible. What else was I supposed to do? I don't want to kill him. I gotta stay as pacifist as possible. Get in the boat. Let's go. I guess we're not going very far. Let's go the other way. Uh-oh. You got this. You're on your own, buddy. How's he doing? Uh-oh. Well, I found a new wandering trader. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any saplings, but he does have some pale oak logs, which is one of the wood types I need. Okay, half a stack of logs should be plenty for what I need. What are you doing? I really only need one more wood type, and that's going to be the mangrove wood. Unfortunately, I kind of would prefer the propagule instead of just the wood because I also want the roots for something. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to do a little building. So in between the last wandering trader and that wandering trader, I spent probably like an hour and a half just farming loads of stuff over the course of, I don't know, it was probably like 4 or so days. But I've now gotten a decent supply of wood and a decent supply of emeralds. So I think, yeah, I'm just going to take a break, and I want to build some storage. And I think I'm going to build it right here. So I don't really want to build like a barn or something to do storage. I don't really want any more structures beside this house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build like a well. And inside the well, whenever you go in, is going to be my storage system. Oh, I also got some pillagers. I don't think I was recording when I got them. So, yeah, got 4 pillagers. Ow. So, I think I want the well, like, right here in this little bend in the pathway. So, this stuff is all gotta go. Okay, I think something like this looks okay. And now I'm just going to dig down. And, okay, yes, this should be good enough for now. It's basically just a hole in the ground. But, I can come down here and through this little pathway whenever I dig it out. And I'm going to have some bulk storage down here. This is not going to be my permanent storage. I kind of have a plan for that later on. But this will solve the issue of all of these chests. Well, that was a bad chest to choose because it's not full. But all of these barrels are like pretty much full. So at least I have a place I can just throw stuff so I don't have to throw it out here anymore. And I think now that I have gotten this done, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the final build for this episode. Well, I say build, but it's not really a build. It's more so kind of terraforming. All of this hill right here, I want to be farmland. And I think I'm going to just plant wheat there for now, but it may be other stuff in the future. So I ran out of slabs, but I actually think the size that it is pretty good. So I'm just going to leave it where it is. And now I need to figure out how I'm going to do all of the water. So I just need to place some of this along... Oh, I forgot there's a hole down here. Okay. I just need to place some of this in the water whenever I do it. So I'm just going to place some in there. And then go a little bit. I guess I could till the soil while I'm doing this. Kind of give myself an idea of where everything's going to be. So the reason we're putting light in the farm itself is because the rest of the area is going to be lit up a little bit. And I don't want the farm to just look dark at night, like completely dark. So it needs a little bit of light. And there is one layer done. I think this looks pretty good. Okay, yes, it's looking how I wanted it to look. So I just need to do what I did for that layer for all of these and the top. I actually think I'm going to start up at the top here and work my way down. Okay, so I have planted a decent amount of seeds. Not all of it's done yet because I kind of ran out of seeds. I only have 25 left. So I'm going to have to wait for that. But I can move on into phase 2 of this. So the idea for this area underneath it, I'm going to have a bone meal farm. But before I build it, I have to hollow out some space. So I need shovels and pickaxes. So what I'm going to do is mine out a tunnel from here to over to that open space that's underneath the farm that I covered up. I have the approximate coordinates, so I should be able to just mine over there. Okay, this should be it. Okay, yes, there's grass. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so there's already a decently open area, so I'm going to do it in here. I just need to clear out some of this water and some of this dirt that's in the way. So I have cleared out a large enough space now. However, I still need to get a few more materials before I can actually build the thing. However, this episode has already gone on long enough. I had enough bone meal to make some of this this grass look a little bit better. Placing some ferns, grass, and these bushes around, as well as some firefly bushes occasionally. So instead, what I'm going to do is save all of that for the next episode. Now, unfortunately, the plan originally was to use mangrove wood for this build, but I have been waiting for basically 2 full days now and have not gotten a Wandering Trader yet. So I'm just going to give up on it because I don't think I'm going to get it in a reasonable amount of time. And I want to get this episode out. It's already been several weeks now. So instead, I'm going to build it out of spruce and pale oak. So, given that my house is a farm, I think it's fitting that I, of course, have a tractor to plow all of my fields with. And I think I'm going to put it right in here. So, one thing about my building style that I have noticed is that I like to build within scale more so than what people typically do. Of course, whenever you're just dealing with blocks, that is quite a bit more difficult than just building at a larger scale so you can fit in more detail. But personally, I tend to enjoy that style of building a little bit more. So when designing this tractor, I tried to make it as like to scale as possible, and I think you can kind of get an idea of the scale here. It doesn't look huge, I don't think. I don't think it's like, it doesn't dwarf the character like most builds do. But I personally enjoy the end result quite a bit more. So this is a majority of the design. Of course, it was initially supposed to be red, so I don't think the white actually looks very good on this. So I may change that until I get some mangrove wood to actually make the tractor red. However, I think it looks like a tractor. Of course, the most glaring issue right now is the front two wheels are missing. And I have come up with what I think is a really cool trick to do wheels. So I've got some banners. I need to dig some holes. Here we put a banner, and here we put a banner. Now, the way I have actually designed these wheels is to have fence gates here going into the side, and it kind of looks like axles on a tractor. And then we can use the banners and do a slight tilt to them so it looks like the tractor is actually kind of turning a little bit. And it gives a nice wheel look. Now, of course, there's a hole here, and I do have a plan to fix that. You may remember earlier in the video whenever I found the leather workers over there. And those guys are very useful because they could sell me leather armor without me having to kill loads of cows or horses or something. So I have traded to get myself 8 leather caps. And with 8 armor stands, I can come right above this. I need to set up a little box of sorts. Now, if I put an armor stand here and hit it, I think I need to sprint hit it maybe. There we go. Okay, it goes right up into the corner. And then I can put a leather cap on it. And whenever I drop it down, it sits perfectly flush with the ground. So now if I just continue to do that in every direction, we get something that looks like this. It does look a little bit glitchy whenever you move around, but I think it looks a lot better than having a hole there. And now with the other side done, yep, okay, it looks better now. And I'm going to put some coarse dirt around so it looks less strange with these random pieces of green grass next to this brown leather helmet. But also, it'll kind of look like the tractor's been sitting for a little while and the grass underneath it has died. Okay, and I think that should be good enough. I think it looks fine just like that. So with that being said, I think I am finished for this episode. Everything that I wanted to do has been completed besides making the tractor red. That is the only thing that I actually kind of wanted to get done and didn't happen. But overall, we've been pretty productive this episode. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.